All right, I've had another question that had come in, and want to answer this. And it is, can I listen to and appreciate denominational rap music or other music instrumental? Now, to preface this question, I think it's important because I think it comes from a background of, understanding that in the Lord's church, we don't use mechanical instruments of music and worship. I
Okay.
think we've answered that before. Go to the YouTube page. You can probably see a discussion on that. We're getting so many, it's hard for me to remember. But to answer that real quick, just wise, because we don't have any authority in the New Testament. We do have the command to sing, and we are commanded to use the instrument of the heart. Colossians 3:16, Ephesians chapter 5, verse 19. And these songs are to be psalms, hymns, and spiritual songs. And so this question seems to come in with the idea that understanding that we don't use mechanical instruments of music and worship. So wants to know, I believe outside of worship, is it wrong to be using these things? And what I would say is that I like to leave spiritual things, and I don't cross over. Now, he did say something specific here, and he says denominational. Now, remember, it's speaking to yourself, teaching and admonishing one another is what those verses talk about. And when we're teaching, we have to teach truth. And there's a lot of these denominational songs that brethren are wanting to listen to that teach false doctrine. And for that reason, I caution. In fact, I had some people that were wanting to sing a song, and they said, well, we're singing it a cappella, but it was straight denominational teaching, not biblical teaching. And they thought, well, just singing an a cappella would make it okay.
Yeah, we even have in our own hymn books, sometimes we have to be careful, even with the hymn books that we use in the church, sometimes we'll have false teaching in it. We've got to be careful because some of those songs come from a denominational background. Now, let's go back to your question. Is it wrong to listen to music? There's nothing wrong with listening to music, but I like the distinction you made. And I went to 2 Timothy 2, verse 16, but shun profane and idle babblings. You can also use 6:20, 1 Timothy 6:20, avoiding the profane. The Bible uses some distinctions, that which is holy and that which is profane.
Mm-hmm.
Holy means set apart. And we set apart certain music and things like that for what? For worship. And then there's the profane. So you don't want to take something that's holy and make it profane. You don't want to take something that's profane and try to make it holy.
Exactly. And sometimes this comes down, and I was reading a book here a while back that was talking about our worship. And one of the downsides of the way we try and approach worship to God is that we try and make it entertaining, and we try and put God upon our level. And we have forgot that spiritual things and godly things, that yes, we're to be spiritual every day. Yes, we're supposed to live and serve our lives for him, but we need to be careful of trying to bring God down to our level, and that we just haphazardly approach him. There, I think about the Pharisee and publican. Ray was in a sermon Sunday night mentioning them, and the Pharisee in his just self-righteous, just arrogance approaching the throne of God. But then we as individuals, the publican, he smokes his breast and he comes humbly bowing before. There's a difference in attitude.
That's right.
And we need to be very careful of that. So, should we do that outside? It's not something that I would recommend. We need to keep holy things holy.